Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Hey, any reason to bring the Flying V out? It's happy birthday week, sort of, to James Hetfield. I'm trying to catch up on birthdays. But anyways, yes. The Flying V comes out for Hetfield, Rudolf Schenker, and Michael Schenker. We take it all comes in that category. They're not for everybody, are they? Not for everybody. You know, they're kind of big. They're hard to play while you're sitting down, as you can see. They have electronic problems like mine does. There we go. Yeah. James Hetfield played the Flying V. Actually, you know, it's funny because most guitarists, famous guitarists that play Flying Vs in a certain age group, in harder rock like Hetfield, Hammett, a few others, are Michael Schenker fans. And it's one of those things. Michael Schenker's one of those guys who influenced a bunch of people but wasn't as famous as those people. Case in point, James Hetfield, who had a white Flying V exactly like this that was all torn up. It wasn't even a Gibson; it was a Univox. And Schenker, of course, I built this guitar because Schenker this was the guitar that he played on the final UFO tour, and then he painted it black and white for the next, subsequently his solo career, I guess, you know. But anyways, Metallica, yes, Metallica. What can you say? Stadium tours, huge, incredible fan base that will never ever be, relent. They're a relentless fan base, and James Hetfield, probably the best rhythm guitar player of the genre. Just hardest right hand ever. You know, just playing that is kind of difficult. You know, I got a bunch of kids that want to play that, and they got to develop that right hand first before they can do it. Yeah, but yeah, James is amazing. Kurt is amazing, and enough said about Metallica. The reason why I'm also bringing up a second subject here today is because I wrote a post about James Hetfield on Double Neck Friday, as I do every week. I did some little bit of research on this couple of guitars. I like to give you guys a little bit more about the guitars and stuff like that rather than posting a picture of a double neck. But the ESP Horizon picture that I saw at, you know, what intrigued me about the guitars, I saw it up close at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame some years back, probably 2018 or 19, where I was there, and I didn't realize that was the guitar that when he was burned up in Montreal, when he walked into a flash pot and it burned his hand, that was the guitar he was playing in the song Fade to Black, and subsequently dropped the guitar and was raced off to the hospital and had his, burnt down pretty badly in his arm, and they didn't cancel shows, but they got a rhythm guitar player, John Marshall, to come in from Metal Church, and he actually the second time he actually filled in. It was a Broken Bone, I think, a tour before that. But it's not really what I want to talk about. It's just the fact that I found that story. It intrigued me. I creatively did some research, grabbed a bunch of pictures that were real pictures, and made a story about it. Do anybody know where I'm going with this? AI is a bit much right now, and I've seen some of my other Facebook friends comment on it. This has got to end, and I don't know if it's going to end or the technology gets better. But why are you guys posting this stuff? Why are you posting bad pictures of bands that don't even look like them? And Ozzy's death is where this really came to light. I mean, I saw, sorry, Mark, I know you posted it. Heavy Metal Mark posted it, but he did quickly take it down when he realized it was fake. There was a picture of Ozzy's funeral. Ozzy's funeral hadn't even happened yet. It was like 5 days before Ozzy's funeral. and there's two pictures, and one they're supposed to be of the same scene of Brian May apparently walking out of the crowd with an acoustic guitar and playing "Mama, I'm Coming Home." Totally made up. Don't know where this came from, or if you know AI generated the picture, obviously. But why are people doing this? You got nothing better to do, and you can't think of something to write. Think of something original and write about it. This is the problem with AI. You know, people are writing books with AI, and it's nothing original because the AI's got to grab the information from somewhere, right? It's got to grab information and piece it together and make a book out of it, or make a story out of it, or make a post out of it. But you know, I really fear for original thought. Like if you're gonna write songs with AI, you know, I'm sorry, but you know, music is one thing that we need to have original thought on. You know, if someone's gonna write original music, let's hear some original thought, original chords, original ideas on guitar or bass or drums or piano or whatever it is, and then we release it. And I know what you're going to say. There's a lot of stuff that sounds like other bands and other sounds like this and that, and you know, and don't ever say it's all been done because it has not. You know, there's still lots more music to be written and performed going forward in mankind. But having having computers or software or whatever it is to create this stuff is very counterproductive, and it's not good for the human psyche or anybody. It's not good for anybody. So if you're reading books that are written by AI, I don't know. If you're, you know, condensing a book down and reading it, I've heard of this too, where someone, you know, says, you know, I read this book the other day, but I just put it in whatever that program is, chat, whatever, condensed the book down to like, you know, 10 pages, and I read it. It's like, come on, really? Read the book. You got no time? Read the book. I got a backlog of books here in the studio here that I haven't read because I haven't had time, but I am planning on reading them. You know, have some downtime, you do read them. That's all I really have to say. I don't know what are your thoughts about this stuff. I mean, I think all the pictures of Ozzy in heaven with people that sort of look like other people. I don't know. I saw a picture of Van Halen the other day, and I commented, "Is this a tribute of Van Halen or what?" There was a picture the other day of Eddie Van Halen playing his Frankenstein, and the classic. Somebody commented it was great. It said, "I didn't realize Waylon Jennings played a Frankenstein." It was like it looked like Waylon Jennings. You know, it was kind of funny. But anyhow, this AI generated stuff. I can understand it being used for advertising. I can understand it being used for, you know, if you're a salesperson, sales proposals, you're generating information and, you know, tidbits of you know, competition for something maybe, and putting it together in a report and putting it out there because that's regurgitated information that you need to compare when you're buying something maybe. I don't know. But original thought, let's save that for our human brains and keep it that way, because that's what we need to be doing. There's too many people thinking for us. We need to do our own thinking. There's my thought for today. But I do like Flying V's. I don't know if I could ever get this up. I used to play it, Bridge on Fire. I used to play it for No More Tears, and it was kind of a cool thing. But you know, and the good thing about them is they're their own guitar stand. You can just sit them down, and that's it, right? But anyhow, great Flying V players. Michael Schenker's my number one. Then there's Hetfield, Hammett, Richie Sambora. I was going to have a Gibson signature model at one point. Gibson was going to do a Flying V model for him, but he realized he didn't really play them, right? So, I don't know. But anyhow, love the guitars, love Gibson. I just also found out that Kirk Hammett owns Michael Schenker's original Gibson Flying V. For all you guitar geeks that want to know this stuff, Michael Schenker is probably going to be doing a signature Gibson Flying V again because he has left Dean and he's back to Gibson. Love Dean guitars, though. I love their Dean guitars. Anyhow, I'm rambling on. Thanks to everybody in Sharon, Ontario. Keep the Faith played there last night. interesting. We played to about close to over 19,000 people uh, in July of 2025, which is pretty impressive. Um, Last night, maybe 100 people, maybe 100 people. That was very interesting. That it was kind of like a warm up kind of thing. I think. I mean, it was kind of cool, anyways. But it was fun, intimate 1 hour set. But we are back in Jarvis, Ontario next Saturday. Jarvis Fest, it's called. If you guys are in the area, it is a Brantford kind of a local. We're only about 30 minutes outside of South Brantford to see us. So all my Brantford friends, come on down to Jarvis Fest. If you don't see us there, we have Port Dover coming up in October, and we have lots more area stuff coming up. For Toronto people, CNE on August 23rd, long show. We will be playing 8 to 12 midnight, 3 sets on the Midway stage. 98 Degrees, the boy band, will be down the road at the band shell. And then Simply Skinnerd, my brother Rodney and his buddies, and his brothers and sisters, will be playing on the country stage the same day. So come to the CNE that day and you'll see some great entertainment. Anyhow, other than that, still get out and see your friends and family play live this summer. It's a great thing to do. The weather's been great. It's been really hot, incredibly hot to play outside. But um, my guitars have been holding up okay. What I do now is I unpack them as quickly as possible outside of the car. Let them sit. Well, you can always let them sit in the case for a bit, then unpack them and try and get them used to the humidity. Then tune them, and tune them again when you get on stage, and they seem to be okay. All right. Anyhow, have a great one, guys. Happy Sunday. Happy August. Yeah, it's August. Yes, it's almost over. See ya. Bye.